Hello everyone, let me introduce how to calibrate the hose-it valve on the entire machine. Before calibration, let's take a look at the accessories used first. This is the installation screw for hose-it. This is the sealing ring. This is hose-it, the new actuator. Second, we need to use our calibration tools. This is the wiring harness and this is the power supply. This is a calibration box unique to Easyland company. It says Easyland company, hose-it, calibration tool. There are 3 buttons on top. They are white, blue, and red respectively. The white button represents the drive. The blue button indicates calibration. The red button indicates initialization. This is the power interface. This is roughly composed of Easyland's hose-it calibration equipment. Okay, let's follow the normal steps for installation now. The first step is to install the sealing ring on the actuator. Check if the sealing ring is installed properly, and if there is any damage. The second step is to install the hose-it actuator from Easyland company on the turbocharger. We use tooling fixtures instead of boosters. Before installation, we must confirm that the rocker arm of the actuator is within the normal working range. We need to check if the hole position of the actuator corresponds to the hole position of the turbocharger. To better confirm whether the rocker arm is in the correct working position, we use the inspection tools provided by the company. To determine if the actuator rocker arm is in the correct position, place the inspection tool correctly on the turbocharger hole position. There are maximum and minimum flow rates on the detection tool, and we need to ensure that the range of the rocker arm is between maximum and minimum flow rates. The rocker arm must be at the maximum flow position before installation. Next, install the actuator on the turbocharger. Due to the actuator, there is already initialization data available. At this time, the actuator must not be powered on before being installed on the booster. When installing the actuator, ensure that it is installed correctly. Before installing the fixed torque, we need to ensure that the actuator can rotate normally. After confirming that it can rotate, use torque to secure the screws. Ensure that the actuator is stationary relative to the turbocharger. Open the calibration box that we have prepared. Between the power supply and calibration box, connect one end of the calibration box to the plug of the vertical line, the other end to the power interface of the power cord. We can adjust the length of the wiring harness to facilitate connection to the actuator located on the turbocharger. After powering on, we will find that the red indicator light is constantly on. The actuator continuously emits a moving sound. Our first step is to click the white button to drive. At this point, the actuator will drive and stop after completing the drive. Step R. Press the blue button. At this point, the blue light on the calibration box will continuously flash. At the same time, the actuator is also learning the content of the calibration box. The blue light stops flashing after the learning of the actuator is completed. At this point, press the red light to check if it is being executed and the learning is complete. Throughout the entire process, the actuator is constantly moving. After calibration, the actuator stops moving. At this point, it represents calibration and officially ends. Next, correct. Remove the equipment and place it back in the box for safekeeping for future use. After calibrating the actuator, we need to verify whether it can be in normal working condition. At this point, we can see the actuator rocker arm swinging back and forth between large and small flow rates in the simulated state. Finally, under the drive, it is possible to verify whether the actuator is working properly. Test completed.